I've known people who actually took a mortgage because they felt it was a tax advantageous would be the right term. That buying a house straight out with cash is actually not a good idea from a tax perspective. Is that true?
It's very, very untrue.
Okay.
Why? Why pay interest to a bank if you don't have to? Now, if you have to, if you're 30 years old, you're buying your first house, of course you're going to have a mortgage. When you get to be 50, you should have paid it off. You know why? The mortgage interest, even if it's deductible, is a big number.
Yeah.
It's 5%. It's worse, right?
Opportunity cost.
Right. And if you were to put money in the same bank, what would they pay you? They wouldn't pay you 5. They'd pay you 2 or 3, right? So it is not a good idea to be a debtor. You do it if you have to.
And you get the tax advantage. So tell me, you've got here, what happens in 2026?
Okay, the rules might change. Let's go back to a guy that we haven't entirely forgotten about, Trump. And he had this tax cut in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically said, we're going to kick up that standard deduction, the 27,000 and change I just talked about. We're going to kick that way up. And we're going to reduce some of the rates. And we're going to have some other goodies for these people and those people. We won't get into all of those. But basically, that law automatically sunsets on December 31st, 2025. Now, what's going to happen then? We don't know. So when you're buying a house now, you don't know what's going to happen at the back end. But it's likely that Congress will do some kind of an extension for parts of it and will refuse to extend the other parts. And if the Democrats and the Republicans can't agree on anything possible, then it just sunsets. And we go back in the year 2026 to what we had before 2017. And that's a different ball of wax, but one of the differences is, and it's an important difference, is that there wouldn't be a $10,000 cap on your state and local taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So
that would be...
It's good and it's bad if that happens. I don't think that'll happen. I think there will be some kind of a new tax law. But I could be wrong. There could be just a big fight in Washington, D.C. Nobody agrees on anything. If nothing is done, if nothing is signed by whoever's president in 2025, it sunsets.
Well, let's take the other side of the equation, because when you sell a house, you have to worry about capital gains taxes and such, right? In terms of talk about the benefits there. I mean, I don't know if that's what you're talking about with the $500,000 freebie. I immediately assumed, for a married couple, that's the amount that you don't have to pay tax on when you sell a house.
Right. So
Was I right?
You bought your imaginary house.
Right.
Good luck, $400,000. You sell it for $902,000. The only capital gain you have to declare is $2,000 because you get the first $500K home free. Now, there's some rules. I won't go into them. They're complicated rules. How long you have to have been there. The $500 is for a couple. If you're single, it's only $250. Mm-hmm. But that's a big deal. And, I thought of a way that you could turn this into a really nice, but you don't like me to call them Dodges, do you?